So, shadow work is when you no longer engage yourself in your distractions and your addictions, and instead you allow whatever thing it is that is creating your heavy attachments to surface up within you and be felt, and to be present with that instead of trying to run away from it in some way. Why do you want to do this? Because in order to get what you want, you need to let go. But why is it so hard to let go right now? Well, that is because you're never giving time and attention to the things that is going on within you. That is the reason for the attachment. If you want to become a person that is in a state of letting go, where things can become effortless, where things can become easy, you need to allow yourself to not act out whatever negative program it is that you've been engaged in that is keeping you from really making or getting the breakthrough that you're looking for. Because as long as you're obsessively thinking about that thing, you're engaged in this obsessive thinking pattern, that is your addiction. That is your attachment. It could be always trying to get that relationship. It could be always working way too much. It could be a million different things. It could be physical addictions to alcohol, porn, or some other shit like that. All of those negative things that we do is the reason for why we never have the breakthroughs that we want. Because before the breakthrough can come, we sabotage it in some way by the way that we're acting, the way that we're thinking, the way that we're creating resistance to the natural order of things, to the natural effortless nature that the universe so naturally really is. And that is because we have created this survival mechanism through our subconscious mind. All of those negative things that we do that sabotage is actually just us trying to keep ourselves safe. We're trying to stay in the same comfort zone where we feel a little bit safe. Because it's painful to face all of that emotional shit that exists within us beneath all of these negative things that we're doing. We're afraid to face ourselves and the things that we are feeling. If you're insecure, if you're a people pleaser, if you're having problems with yourself and your self-worth and stuff like that, and you're overthinking and you're shy or those things, that is just a adaptation that you created, a false personality trait that you're always engaged in. That is not truly who you are. Just so that you can have this perception that you're safe, because it's your comfort zone to always be acting in this way. So that you are never actually faced with the underlying current of the things going on within you that is the cause for all of that shit actually happening, right? As long as you're obsessing over that thing, as long as you're chasing that thing, as long as you're trying to figure your shit out and do this or do that, as long as you're obsessing or in the act of always improving yourself, like I was myself for a long time, as long as you're always doing those things, you're never actually facing what's going on within yourself. And you're never in that process allowing yourself to heal, to come to that point where you can actually let go. Because the reason why we can't let go of things is because we need those things to distract ourselves from the pain that is going on deep within us. The things that we have lost conscious awareness of because we created ourselves to be unconscious of whatever it is that's going on within us, because we never learned how to process and deal with these things. And so now we're just lost in an unconscious character that can't seem to figure things out or get what we want, that is struggling. Only because we continually choose the life of struggling. We unconsciously continue to repeat the same patterns and behaviors that keeps making our life not as good as it can be. That keeps us from our limitless potential. That keeps us from our unlimited potential. Yeah. And the funny thing about doing shadow work, when you let go of needing to control things, of getting this thing and all of that stuff, or needing to improve yourself, if that is something that you're doing, is that you naturally start getting really good at the things that you're actually doing anyways. You start improving in a lot of areas. And that is because when you connect back deeply within yourself and to yourself, you recognize that, fuck, the reason why I had this job for so long was because I didn't believe in myself enough to go and chase this thing that I'm truly passionate about, because I don't think I deserve to do that. I don't think it's possible because of this belief and that belief, whatever shit it is that kept you from doing that before. And then when you get tapped into more of who you truly are, you start following things and discovering things in the world that are more truly a good fit for who you are. And then self-improvement becomes a natural thing because of the sheer passion and commitment that you have to the things that you love. And self-improvement, you don't even care anymore. You're like, yeah, I just love doing this. And obviously, I start getting really good at the things that I'm doing. Obviously, I start improving and start growing in amazing ways because I am connected to the things that I love doing. And I dare doing it because I don't care what my parents or society thinks or says, because this is just who the fuck I am and this is what I want to do. And I'm doing it because this is who I am. And that is leading me to amazing results in life. And no longer am I self-sabotaging myself through one of these weird and strange, very unnatural behaviors that I had, whether that was insecurity or overthinking, or if it was an addiction that you had. Because all of that shit just kind of evaporates as you release the emotions through your conscious presence of the things that is starting to come up as you no longer engage in that programming that you used to take so much comfort in. The way forward is to go outside of your comfort zone. And for me, myself, for a long time, I didn't even understand what it meant to go outside of your comfort zone, because it was such a weird thing for me. Because I thought that if I created my business and if I started like learning the business process, that I was going outside my comfort zone, and in a sense I had to try something new. It was a little bit scary, but the real scary thing for me was to not do anything, to not go and create my business, to not try and be a winner in karting, for example, which is something that I've been competing in for a long time. That was the real fucking scary thing, to just drop all of that shit and be left with whatever was coming up as I slowed down and didn't allow myself to get distracted in all of those ways that I so unconsciously used to be stuck in before. So shadow work leads to self-improvement, and shadow work is what I was searching for myself my entire life without actually understanding it, because we are always experiencing this reality within ourselves. Everything else is just a fucking illusion. You are never experiencing something outside of yourself. And what determines how you feel within yourself, whether you are uncomfortable and you're creating struggle through all of your negative habits, or if you're free from that and can connect to your true nature of who you are and really connect to love, joy, and belonging and peace. What determines that is the beliefs that you have. And the beliefs that you have is fueled by these very challenging and traumatic emotions that you have experienced over your life, that you never really understood how to deal with them. And so if you want to change a belief, you need to get to the root of that belief, which is those negative emotions that exists deep within you. And if you want to learn more about that, you should check out my free 30-minute subconscious success course, where I teach you more about how to slow down and get to the root of some of these things, so that you can become free to let go, so that you can actually get what you want by no longer creating the resistance towards it and inviting it into your reality through how your personality is just acting. Because when you start believing in yourself and you start aligning who you are with what you want, it just becomes effortless. And that's how it's supposed to be.